Let's discuss how data is analyzed. See, analyzing data is common when dealing with experimental results. The question is, how is the data treated? Let's begin with two variables commonly discussed in data analysis. Here in front of you is a table containing the volume of 0.1 molar sodium hydroxide and pH in the other column. The first column is classified as the independent variable and is the cause variable that can be manipulated and will not impact the other variables in the study. The second column is classified as the dependent variable because not only is it the measured variable, but also shows the effect as a result of the dependency on the independent variable, that is the volume of 0.1 molar NaOH or sodium hydroxide. Now, once you have the data, how the data is displayed can be done in one of three common views. One, the line graph, two, the bar graph, and three, the pie graph. Let's look at each graph. Here's an example of the line graph where one is plotting mass versus volume in an attempt to determine the density of aluminum. There are 5 different volumes in correlation to 5 masses. And after performing a line fit graph, the line fit equation reads y equals 2.7x. Density is defined as mass over volume. So with slope equaling as m, the change in y over the change in x, the density of aluminum is 2.7 grams per cubic centimeter. With line graphs, one can determine the relationship between variables, and in this instance, mass has a direct relationship with volume, meaning that as mass increases, volume also increases and vice versa. Here is an example of a bar graph where one can compare the quantity of 2 or more items relative to the subject. In this example are 6 fruits: apples, oranges, bananas, kiwi fruit, blueberry, and grapes. And the human subjects were asked to select their favorite fruit, and from the results presented, blueberry was their favorite fruit. Finally is an example of a pie graph in which one compares by percentage of each part relative to the whole subject. In this case, there are 7 games in which participants are playing, and based upon the percentage of each game presented, most people are playing Candyland, with Monopoly closely second. In the end, selecting the right graph to treat and present the data can provide insight as to how one better understands the significance of the study in general.